What is going on, you guys? The Keith Carnes here, and before I start this review, I want to let everybody know that there will be spoilers. If you have not played the game and you don't want to be spoiled, leave right now. I'll give you 1 second to leave. Okay, let's continue. Alright, so of course today, I haven't done a review in a long time, so I'm sorry if this one's a little, longer than it probably should be, but I haven't done a review in a really long time, so the return of the review, we'll see Resident Evil 6. I got this through Gamefly. Amazingly, they sent me this, so I was one of the first people on Gamefly to play it. And there you go, Resident Evil 6. Of course, played it on the PlayStation 3. Just proving to you guys that I do have the game. I will be sending it back tomorrow because I just beat it about 45 minutes, an hour. Now, probably over an hour ago. I don't know. So I'm going to set that back there for safekeeping until tomorrow. So, of course, let's get down to it. So, of course, Resident Evil 6 is the newest Resident Evil in the long-going series. Of course, you had Resident Evil 1, 2, Resident Evil 3 Nemesis, Resident Evil 4. You had Outbreak, Outbreak File 2, God, so many, Code Veronica X. I'm sure there's more that I'm forgetting. Of course, Resident Evil 5, which I could not stand. I didn't even bother playing the full game. I hated the demo. And then, of course, Resident Evil 6. I'm sure there's some I failed to mention, but I'm not like a diehard fan, so I don't know all the titles, so forgive me for that. So this was actually really my first Resident Evil. I watched, back in the day, I watched my dad play through Resident Evil 1, 2, Nemesis, and that was really all I saw up to. I knew about the other ones, but I never cared to touch them. I saw some of Resident Evil 4, wasn't impressed with it. Resident Evil 5, as I said, I hated the demo, so I didn't even bother playing it. And Veronica X, I watched that too. That was a pretty cool game, but I never played it. So this was really my first Resident Evil game that I played myself from beginning to finish. So let's start with the good. Now, the good thing about the game is you get your money's worth in terms of the extreme amount of time it takes to beat this game. You have 3 campaigns to start with. Once you beat all 3 of those, you unlock a 4th campaign, kind of like a bonus campaign, but you have to beat it to get the trophy which says that you beat the game, which I just got through doing. So you got Leon's story, Chris's story, Jake's story, and then the bonus story, which is Ada, I don't know how to say her name really, and each of them has 5 chapters, and each one is almost an hour. Some are about an hour long. The shortest one I had was about 25 minutes long. So roughly, you're looking about almost 5 hours per campaign, which is pretty impressive, I will say. When you consider all that, you're talking about a ton of hours of gameplay. And I really give my thumbs up to Capcom on that. That was really smart. They put multiple campaigns in that all, interweaved, which was pretty cool, I guess. But you got like 5 hours, almost 5 hours out of each one. Was really cool, and definitely got your money's worth in terms of the amount of content you had at your fingertips, if you will. And of course, the voice acting was pretty impressive. I did like the voice acting. I didn't feel anybody was weak. I thought it all felt really good. I didn't feel that it was generic. I didn't feel anybody was lacking or anything like that. I actually really enjoyed the voice acting. The graphics were pretty good in the main cutscenes. Now, the actual gameplay itself, they were mediocre. They weren't as good as they should have been. But as far as in the cutscenes, it was a beautifully it had beautiful graphics, to say the least. Now, what I hated about the game the most is it didn't feel like a Resident Evil game. And now, bear with me. I know that I said earlier that this is the first one I actually played myself. Sure, that is the case, but that doesn't mean I don't know how a Resident Evil game has felt. Remember that the last time I really invested myself into the game by watching my father play them. You have to remember that you're talking about back to, I believe, Code Veronica X was the last game I actually saw him play. So you're talking about a game that had the creepy element, zombies, and all that kind of cool stuff. Now, this game completely gets away from all that, and I really hated that aspect of the game. It didn't feel like a Resident Evil game. There were barely any zombies in the game, which was a very big disappointment. and the stories had absolutely nothing to do with the T virus. Instead, now it's the C virus. The bosses were absolutely stupid. I'm going to say it right up. The bosses were completely unoriginal. They were very stupid, very poorly thought out by the game creators and whoever created these enemies. They had no idea what they were doing in terms... Oh, my back hurts. I had back problems. It sucks. Anyway, they just didn't really seem like they knew what they were doing in terms of character design. It just didn't make sense. It didn't feel like a Resident Evil game. So, another thing I didn't like is the bosses. Not only because they were designed and they were very stupid, but also they just wouldn't die. You think you kill them and they keep coming back, keep coming back, keep coming back. And I don't know about you guys, but that's just annoying to me. I really cannot stand a character that a boss or even just a regular enemy that you keep killing and it keeps coming back, keeps coming. I mean, it's not enjoyable. It just starts getting really fucking annoying. I mean, I found myself at times just wanting to take the game out because it just got so old. It's like I would kill him, and then he'd come back. I'd kill him again, then he'd come back. I'd kill him again, then he'd come. I'm just like, you know what? Come on. How many times do I got to kill a motherfucker for him to stay dead? And it almost made the game... It almost ruined the game experience for me, in my opinion. As far as the gameplay itself goes, the gameplay itself wasn't bad. A lot of people, I've read some reviews on it before, coming on here and doing my own personal review, and a lot of people said that they hated the game. The gameplay was really clunky. There was too many QuickTime events. I will agree that there was quite a bit of QuickTime events, but I don't feel that it was ridiculous. But I do agree that they shouldn't have put as many as they did in. And I didn't feel like it was clunky. I felt that the game played pretty smooth. But like I said, it just did not feel like a Resident Evil game. So really my final verdict on this game is that if you're going to get this game, don't expect a Resident Evil game. Because it really doesn't feel like it. There's barely any zombies. It doesn't come close to being as good as the original games. The story is kind of stupid, and overall, it's like this. It's a good game, but it's a terrible Resident Evil game. If that makes sense, then you understand what I'm saying. If not, sorry, I don't really know how to explain it any further. So if you're looking for a Resident Evil experience, stay away from this game. But if you're looking for just a fun game and you don't give a fuck, hey man, you'll enjoy it, and you'll definitely get your money's worth. That's going to do it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you didn't agree or you agreed, let me know why in the comments below. Or if you don't want to comment, that's all good. Thank you for viewing. I hope you guys enjoyed the review. And if there's any games you'd like to hear me review, go ahead and leave a suggestion below. And I will see you guys in the next. This is the Keith Carnes signing off. Please rate, comment, subscribe. And I will see you guys in the next piece.